And this should be a wake-up call. This should be part of a greater wake-up call, quite frankly. But it should be a wake-up call for all of us, of every color, of every race, of every creed, of every religion, every sex, etc., to understand that our government does not give a shit about us. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real World Prepper. I am RWP, the Real World Prepper. I prepare in the real world, meaning I have all of the trappings of normal life. That is a job, a family, bills, mortgages, maladies, unexpected occurrences, life. Okay, that's what this is. I'm the Real World Prepper, and I prep in the real world. I put things away, I prepare, we provide as much as we can sustainably here on a small property with some little bit of acreage, and we do all the things we can to try and be better prepared to sustain ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to feed ourselves, to protect ourselves, and all of these things while maintaining normal everyday life for most of us Americans, that is. Getting up, going to work, taking care of your responsibilities, paying your taxes, all of that good stuff. I want to talk today, and I thank all of you who are here, who have been here from the beginning, and the newest ones, everybody in between. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about the process by which our federal government has been what they've been doing in terms of treatments for the virus strain that is wreaking all this havoc in the world, right? Wreaking all this havoc, the worst thing we've seen since 1812 or 18, whatever it is, not 1812, 1918, whatever. You know what I'm speaking of. I apologize that I am not the most versed historian in the world, but the flu pandemic from back whenever it was. And I say this jokingly, of course. Numbers will tell you I say numbers. I'm not even going to say numbers. You can't get good, solid numbers. It's already come out and been made prevalent information, pertinent information by CDC and various health officials in different states that their numbers have been skewed, it's on public record now, the things that we suspected all along about this particular virus we're dealing with, and every variation of it. I think the next variation is going to be the Optimus Prime, more than meets the eye. But one thing that they did from the very beginning, and our current president said as much back before he even took office, in that the treatments like your monoclonal antibodies and the oral antivirals and things like that, treatments for the virus, aside from the famously oft-touted miracle vaccines that are available, is that those that would receive those treatments, and this is not news, shouldn't be news to many of you, but those that to receive these types of treatments for said virus are going to be chosen on the basis of their skin color, their ethnicity, their financial situation, their income, their wealth, I guess. And this has been practiced. I'm going to show a little video here, and it's not very long, just a few seconds. And this is one example. This is one example of what I'm talking about. Just one of many that I've seen, and one of many that you can read up on this stuff. It is not a secret. It is not a big conspiracy. It's really happening. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. Look at this little video.
So I'm not going to be able to get it today? Because I don't qualify? Yeah. What if I like smoke and vape? I heard that was no? Okay. But if I were black and Hispanic, then I'd be able to qualify? Okay. So I'm being denied medical service because of my race, is that?
That's the criteria.
So that's the criteria. That's what she said. Uh, if anyone hasn't seen by now and hasn't recognized by now that this entire operation, and that's what it is an operation, this entire experiment, maybe, I believe it's a full-fledged operation, but this entire thing, the way that this is being handled, the way that people are speaking about it, all your talking heads, news pundits, even a lot of folks on YouTube, not the folks that we're watching and paying attention to largely, but this is the mindset. And again, it goes back to something I've talked about numerous times, is that if you're white, and I know many of you that watch are not white, are not Christian, are not males, possibly not even straight. I mean, come on, thousands of viewers and subscribers, and sure, I'm sure I've got them. I've talked to some of you guys and gals and everybody else before, in comments and things. So why is it then that a certain segment, the white male conservative, largely the male, it's also females, but white basically. I don't want to make this about race. They've made this about race. There is nothing to speak of about race in today's modern society because, at least here in the United States of America and in much of the Western world, those limitations have been lifted long ago that were there, and they were there, and I mean that, not denying that they were there, and a lot of these left-leaning pundits and politicos and things would say about this, about what I'm even saying, and about the general sentiment that I'm conveying here, about the absurdity and the atrocity that it is that they're basing things on the color of your skin, on your race, versus actual health care and health needs. But many would say that, they would pull the thing, especially those that have been victimized in the past. Let's say, for example, slavery, a couple hundred years ago. So, they would say, oh, well, you're getting your comeuppance. It's your turn now. Well, we decided as a country, right, many years ago that was wrong and that shouldn't be done. And this was a practice that was inhumane and immoral, and we ended it. But did we? So here we are today, and this is what our healthcare looks like. You can't even call it healthcare anymore. If this is not an exact and glaring vision of socialism, a classism, otherism, right? The othering, as I often speak of people. I don't know what is. And this should be a wake-up call. This should be part of a greater wake-up call, quite frankly. But it should be a wake-up call for all of us, of every color, of every race, of every creed, of every religion, every sex, etc., to understand that our government does not give a shit about us. Okay? Sure, it may start with this segment, right? The segment that they're attacking now, that they're leaning onto now, heavy-handed, boot on back of neck. But it's going to go, it's coming for everybody if we don't stop this, if we don't do something different. It's coming for everybody. No one will be good enough. Only those who are useful and subservient or can be controlled. And I know just from my little circle, that's going to be a tough sell, and I imagine with many of you guys too. Anyway, just a little food for thought. I apologize, I've been absent lately. Just, life. I'm the real world prepper. Like I say, different things have gone on. We're good. Everybody's good. And we had a nice holiday season. Christmas was great. Family's good. What can I say? I appreciate everybody that's been here, that is watching, that's been here, that is here, etc. And I am on Patreon. I'll put a link in a pinned comment down below if you'd like to join me over there. We share a little bit more over there than we do here. It's $1, come or don't. I'm also on Telegram. That is in my About section. There's an email address. There is a physical mailing address, P.O. Box. You know, all of that stuff. I appreciate everyone who is here with me, the Real World Prepper. I appreciate you. I do. I really do. And I look forward to seeing more of you in 2022, hopefully under amazingly fantastic terms. However, I think we're going to have a lot to talk about that won't be amazing or fantastic. Maybe amazing in a horrific sort of way. But anyway, I digress. Who knows? Maybe it'll be perfect and great and everything will just turn into butterflies and scones.